Away they go into down the start straight. Good break from the middle. Is that Richmond going into turn one? Oh, a few riders down.
Bit of a pinch up there. It's Lucas Moncrief, my boy out front. So I'll try not to be too excited here.
youngest rider in the field. He takes the whole shot. Looks like it's Richmond in there in second, and I think that's Drew Stat there in third. They make their way then up into this layout loop. Stat round the outside. It looks like a rider went down there in fourth, Jeff, as well. But it is the youngster Lucas Moncrief taking the lead early doors on this first lap on that 5:31.
Yeah, super impressed with Lucas. Obviously, joining the team, so on the free flow Madison Crescent Yamaha out front, but he's got Stat there in third and Richmond behind him and Drew Stock. All four of them have all been competing recently in EMX 125, so maybe that tells you something there about the pace. It makes you raise your game a little bit.
So they come into this turn at the far end of the circuit and through those waves, and then there's going to be a right-hander. I'm going to over this nice table back into the loop. This is kind of the Stasic drop-off here, and a Stasic arch, and they're now going to go up over this jump. There's like a marsh round the back there.
Wow. I'll tell you what, Phil, this is going to be a ripper, and the reasons why is it's already hard fought, but Hayden Stat, I don't know where he's shown.
Change for the lead.
Yeah,
Richmond's gone for it. Is Lucas going to pull the elbow? No.
He leans on him enough. That was a nice move by Charlie Richmond. Aggressive but fair.
Aggressive but fair. Stat there in third. In fact, Stat's fourth, isn't he? It's Stock there in third.
Yeah. So those two I'm still trying to find here.
Where's Waggett?
Yeah, Ryan Waggett. That's the championship leader.
I think he's about 7th or 8th, Jeff.
You can probably hear them roar past our commentary booth now.
About our first lap leader then. Our Planet Moto first lap leader is going to be Charlie Richmond on the S-Briggs Yamaha as they rejoin back onto the first bit of the track. Down the step off then.
Well, I'm trying to find Ryan Waggett on the leaderboard.
I've got him in 7th there, Jeff, I think.
Yeah, I think that was because we're just refreshing here as everybody goes over the line. Yeah, 7th, yeah. So there we go. He's got a bit of work to do then. Remember, the championship points gap was only 8 between him and the race leader coming in.
Change for second then, because it looks like we've got Stats up to second. We managed to put... Both managed to get past Lucas Moncrief, but I don't think that's anything too much for the youngster to worry about. What he needs to do now is just try and hang on to the coattails of this front three. I think it will be probably his best performance of the season so far anyway, and like I say, youngest man in the field on that three-flow Madison Yamaha, and he just needs to hang on, and hopefully these boys will drag him away from the rest of the chasing pack.
Exactly that, Phil. Just to lead a lap and gain that experience and just try and hang with them. That's the best he can do there, because they are just that 1 year, some cases 2 years older than him. So here's Waggett on the move. I've got to say, that was a good lap from Ryan Waggett. He's closed that gap. He was in 7th, but he hasn't let a gap open. That's the point. He's actually closed a little bit, I think, on those guys.
You've got the live timing over there, Jeff. I can't see it because of the angle of the light through the door. But that's a bit better. But look, so all to play for then at the start of this first RFX 125 race of round 3 here at the MXGB ACU British Championship. They go past pit lane, up over this big tabletop and across the finish line to complete another lap. Richmond then already starting to check out a little bit at the front. Stat there second, Stock third, Moncrief fourth. Then it's Waggett, Alfie Geddes Green, as you said earlier on, Jeff. He's been decent in qualifying, so a good showing from here. He's currently in 6th.
Oh, this is going to be awesome. I have to say, Drew Stock is looking particularly strong in 3rd. Whether he can maintain that, but he's the one that I think right now is pushing Stat forward as well. It's starting to tighten up. Yeah, this is, as always, 125 racing is so good.
And the track conditions then lending themselves really nicely to this 125 racing. It's not too wet. They're not clogging down anywhere. They're going down the back straight there, so the other side of that hedge there is a railway line. So right hand of the track used to go into that backfield quite a lot, and it was really, really deep there. But it's still Richmond then at the front. He comes down the station, and they are closing in, Jeff.
Yeah, this is good. This is, like I said, it's early days, obviously a long way to go, but these top three are so evenly matched. Currently, you've got the S. Briggs Commercial Yamaha out front at the minute, ahead of the SHS Racing Yamaha of Hayden Statt in second.
But this is the battle for the lead as they come up the step into the Apico hairpin. And it's dug out really deep there. You can see that they're picking the line. Statt choosing to go in early and out late.
I got something really funny actually. Earlier on I was talking to Jamie Keith, and these two were with him, and Jamie just went straight on him. He goes, if I can't win this championship now, I want Charlie to win it. And Hayden stood right there as well, and I'm thinking, okay, and if that doesn't inspire Hayden Statt to want to go and win when one of his rivals has said he wants his other mate to win. So Hayden might be using that as a little bit of extra momentum.
But it is closing down nicely at the front with the three of the top four in the championship. Literally, you could throw a blanket over them. You can sell the guys the EMX experience, just the way they hold themselves on the bike, Jeff. They learn so much.
Yeah, this is good stuff. And it's good from a British point of view to have these guys out there racing EMX. Remember, they are all going to be racing at Matterley next weekend. Get yourself down there, make some noise, get as close to the track as you can, and encourage our next generation of rider. Oh, carnage.
Got the riders down, that's the 433, that's Oakley Kettlegonda, who's got held up there, and is that a 222?
Yes, it is.
Was it the 722?
No, I think it was 222.
It might be the 422 with Joe Granger.
Could have been, yeah.
If you just, no, it's got 222 on the back, so
maybe not riding that race number on our timing monitor though. I can't see a 222 out there, so don't know. They've thrown us a bit with that one. So a bit of a gap starting to, obviously top three have got away. Moncrief still hanging tough there in fourth. He's got Wagger, keeping Wagger, and of course these three, particularly Charlie Richmond, would be like, come on, Lucas, keep him held back there, because the further back Wagger finishes, the more chance that Charlie Richmond is going to take over the championship lead.
So we look at the K-Tech Tower then, and it is Richmond that leads from Statt with Stock third, and it's Lucas Moncrief fourth, and Raji Roy KTM of Ryan Wagger in fifth. Then it's Alfie Guinness Green in sixth, Harry Lee seventh. In eighth is Mason Jones. Who we've got in ninth? Is that Freddie?
Ninth is Fabian Junior Morrison.
Oh right, he's having a good ride. In 10th place. And just tweak round on their timing, so we haven't got the time. But that's your top 10. But it's these boys at the front that are providing all the action. A crowd hanging over the fences, and it's a good crowd in here, Jeff.
Yes, it is. Chris Brindley is in 10th, where he qualified basically, and he's same in the race position.
So is Hayden Statt going to sit behind Charlie Richmond and make him do the hard yards for this 20-minute plus 2 lap race? Oh, he's took the front.
Oh, that was a strange crash. He just didn't, I don't know, he might have even knocked it into false neutral there, maybe.
Yeah, it didn't look like he got any drive, did he?
No, he just kind of came out of there with no power. I don't think he buried it in too deep, but that is going to be costly.
So Statt then has got to try and fight his way back past Lucas Moncrief very quickly. But that means it's a 2-horse race at the front now between Richmond and Drew Stock. And certainly on what we've seen this morning in qualifying, I think that that Drew is going to struggle to get close enough to put any kind of pressure on Charlie Richmond, at least for a few laps yet.
Yeah, big gap has now opened up. Clearly those two with Statt falling, listen, anything can happen, but now, if you called the race now, it looks like it's going to be a 2-horse race for the victory here. But Richmond looks really comfortable, I have to say. Right now, we're in the race far enough now where your breathing's all at a good, you're into the race is what I'm saying.
Definitely.
Adrenaline's kind of calmed down a little bit. You can find your flow. Nicely on the balls of his feet. Yeah, he knows what's going on. He's checking what's around him.
Next couple of laps are going to be key. If Drew Stott can get a little bit of a visual close down on our race leader, then I think it's game on. But if he's going to push it for a couple of laps and get nowhere, I think he's going to be trying to control the race behind him.
Yeah, so the top two kind of got away with it. Let's see if we can drop back to the battle for basically now, which would be for third, fourth and fifth. That's where it was...
That's the championship leaders in there.
Yes.
Got a big gap. Look, they haven't even come into sight yet.
No, I would imagine...
There they are, just going up into the trees.
As we broke away, it looked like Stat just about made the move on Moncrief to get straight back up to third, but it looked like Ryan Waggett was also putting some heat on Lucas Moncrief, and I'd expect Ryan Waggett to be just... No, where's Waggett gone?
No, Waggett's gone missing as well, so it is all change.
Okay. Well, he has gone missing. Yeah, he's dropped down now. He's showing 7th on the lap. So those three got together. I wonder if anything happened there. That's pure speculation.
Yeah, we didn't see that on camera, but all of a sudden our championship leader Ryan Waggett is back there in 7th. And that may mean that with the championship points as they stand at the minute, with Charlie Richmond just 6 adrift, this could be a change in the red plate, Jeff.
It will be. That's a definite more than a 6-point swing. There's Alfie Getters Green. Again, another rider stepping up to the 125 class this year. Oh, no, Alfie. Again, a strange crash. He just couldn't quite carry the momentum, and he just got...
Chased the front into there,
didn't he? Just got a little bit over the top of the... I wouldn't say rut, but like a kind of loose berm, and it just washed out a little bit.
Harry Lee taking advantage of that, so that'll move the man on the Fantic up to 5th. That's a good result for him as well. Lee currently 5th in the championship, been very consistent.
And there's Lucas Moncrief on screen, as Phil's already said, one of the youngest riders in the class. Looking mighty fine in his brand new One Industries kit that he actually fresh out the packet this morning. So he's loving that.
And there's the pit lane then, and they come over the finish line jump into this Michelin turn to complete another lap. What's the gap at the front then this time, Jeff?
It's down at 3.9 seconds. So
here's the replay then.
Let's just see. Yeah, weird, wasn't it? It was
he just got on the top of that berm there, and the front just started to knife, and then it's just a case of gravity taking over.
Well, in many ways, he's lucky he didn't go completely into that ditch, because that's full of water from the storm we had on Friday night. So it managed to keep clean and dry. This is Moncrief, number 531, currently in 4th position, having his best ride of the year so far. The start will help you do that, and he certainly pulled a nice clean hole shot.
And this is what I was saying about the guys that are doing EMX. If you can show that kind of form on the European level, and people get used to seeing you at the front of races, that's what they remember. If you finish 6th or 8th overall at the day, but if they've seen you at the front, people get to know who you are. And obviously for Moncrief, coming from first year on a 125,
yeah, absolutely.
This is a great showing from him.
Yeah, it's a whole new year for Lucas. New bike, new team, new class, and he's adapting to it pretty well right now.
Caught a bit of a crab there as I look over his shoulder, but he hasn't got much in the way of pressure with Waggett going down.
No, he's got a big gap to Lee. There's Lee, so he's got. Let's see what the gap is. He's got about a 6-second gap over Harry Lee to work with, but he is then 5 or 6 seconds off of Stat. So he's kind of just on his own a little bit at the minute.
We'll see what the gap is at the front of the field next time by.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, that got the heart rate going and got the front a bit high over. But the reason his front's high over that jump, Jeff, that's one of the ones that's soft on the landing. So although it looks like he's a little bit airy over there, there's a reason for that. Getting that front wheel a little bit further over means that it doesn't dig in on the landing. So nice heads up riding there by Moncrief for the track conditions.
Yeah, that was very deliberate. A lot of them doing that as well. Yeah. That was damp. That was a sort of low area of the track. That was quite squidgy on track walk this morning.
There's a rider down in the turn there.
In red kit, but I don't think that was Stat. He was in red kit, which Stat was in, but it didn't look like that to me. No, I think that was a rider towards the back end of the field making a mistake there. So let's go, Richmond. Where's he? Let's have a look at this, because that could have ended badly for Lucas. He just feels like he's got enough to just squeeze by, but
yeah, I think there the 55. I think he was expecting him to take that inside line, and he just didn't do it. And that's again, it's just a little bit of experience.
That could have been Sonny Bixby, who's riding 155, maybe, was it?
Right,
might be.
Is that Steve's boy? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, for those of you that are now tuning in, we want to welcome viewers from FIM Moto TV. If you're watching us on FIM Moto TV, welcome to the Motul ACU MXGB British Championship. We're absolutely privileged and honoured to be going out on FIM TV. So, hope you enjoy the rest of your day watching the British Championship here from Blaxhall.
Yeah, we're midway through our first race of the day, the RFX 125 Championship, currently being led by the number 30 of Charlie Richmond. And if he can hold on to this victory, then that will put him up onto the head of this championship by about 4 points by my fingers and thumbs maths. But we need to see. We saw Hayden Stack take a tumble a few laps ago whilst fighting for the lead, and he's now back in third. So let's see what the gap is. They come across the line. Right, it's really close.
We've winding this one down. We have 3 minutes 45 left on the clock, plus obviously the extra one lap as well. So Charlie Richmond has got a nice little gap to work with at the front. He's obviously used to winning races. He's comfortable. He doesn't look panicked at all at the minute. And he's got his, well, I say that, last time around, it came down. It came down quite a lot, because look at that.
There it is.
What I thought, he did have a good lead. So
stops there then. He's right on him, Jeff, as they come out of the trees. There's Richmond. And Stock is right on him, as we said. Drew's going to give this a couple of laps.
So the last lap around, he lost 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds.
Was that a loss, or was Drew Stock just faster?
I think it was probably a bit of both by the looks of the timing.
But this is now it, a battle for the Moto.
Brilliant. And we haven't got long left here. We've got 2:50. They're doing a lap time of 2 minutes, or 1:57. So we've probably got about 3 laps, depending if they cross that line in time.
So Drew Stock then giving it the absolute berries as they come up into this Apico turn, trying to close down Richmond, who'll be feeling the pressure. Starting to look at just, I'll say, scrappy, but you can tell that he knows he's got a visitor coming. And Stock is right there, Jeff.
Oh, this is brilliant. Drew would, I mean, they both want to win. That's the beauty of obviously any kind of race. But right now, Drew Stock would absolutely love a moto win. There's no doubt about it. It would be such a confidence booster for him. As by my reckoning, it would be his first, and he is all over Richmond now. He's getting held up big time. Oh, but that's a nice move from him. He's going to muscle it. Oh, he has to just yield a bit there.
The track just bends round to the left. So they're going to go up round here now. Scott's come back to the inside.
He's applying some real heat now, Drew Stock. Love to see the fact that he's not following.
Oh, he blew the berm out there though, Jeff. Now he's coming back to the inside. Oh, they've got traffic. No, he's not. He's going the long way round.
He's going to do it down this straight. He's got the momentum on the inside.
Oh,
not quite. Oh, wow.
Charlie shuts the door in no uncertain terms. This is a cracking opening RFX 125 race. The crowd are waving their arms over the fences and everything, going mad for this.
Well, if Richmond, well, he knows he's there now. If he didn't know before, he definitely does now. He's seen his Drew Stock's front end come up alongside him. Drew is just about ready to get the kitchen sink out and throw everything at this one. Again, not following. He's got him up the inside there, almost banging and touching wheels.
Oh,
this is fantastic.
So they go out of sight round the back of the pond, and we wait for him to come back into sight.
Here they come. He's still there, and I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be a back marker right now, because these two are at it.
Stock's going to split the back marker. He's going to go down the inside.
Wow. I tell you what, he is trying everything. He's got a nice drive through there, though. Oh, but again, Richmond is playing defensive. Listen, it's slowing them both down, but they got a big gap.
This is just these two boys. They don't care about anybody else. But look, Stock is riding every line he can to try and show Charlie Richmond a front wheel. Still no last lap flag, Jeff. What we got left on the clock?
We have got 4 seconds to go, so they just missed it.
So it's going to be 2 laps to go next time by. Richmond then, is he going to be able to get those not particularly big elbows out and hold on for a race victory? Or is the 418 of Drew Stock going to take his first British Championship race win?
Absolutely brilliant. We got another 3 laps of this. Well, basically 2 3/4 laps, because they're going to get the 2-lap board. It looks like Richmond has picked it up. He has to.
That was a nice run through the inside there by Drew Stock, though. I mean, he's doing the right thing. He's not following. He's going to let Richmond make a mistake and not get caught up in it down the back straight.
Well, at this point, will it be excused for not showing you other riders? Because when you got a battle like this for the race win, we're not taking our eyes off this. No way. This looks like it could go all the way to the flag. Drew Stock is just leaving it all out there. He's giving it everything he can. Oh, look at that!
What a pass! He went wide and cut underneath Richmond there, moved him over. That was a great pass.
I'm applauding that, because that was a beautiful set-up pass. You know, 2 young racers, but with a strategy. Not just going in like headers. That was a calculated move. He tried it last time round. He kind of had that in the back of his mind. And he's thinking, if I can be close enough next lap around, I can get him there. And that's exactly what he did. Fantastic. Lovely move by Drew Stock. Let's see what Charlie has got in retaliation.
Well, I don't think he's got much, because Drew Stock's pulled the pin and it's 3 or 4 bike lengths already, Jeff. It's going to be 2 laps to go this time by. And it's already gone out to a second and a bit, I think, is the gap. And I think that Stock's managed to force his way past the back marker there. Richmond getting held up. And I think that is 1.7 over the line. And I think Richmond has maybe decided that enough's enough. He's got 11 seconds, or 20-odd seconds back to Hayden's staff. And I think at this point in the race, Jeff, Charlie Richmond on the S Briggs Yamaha, what we do is probably going to go, do you know what, I'll take the points in the championship lead, because we're still looking at Waggett. He's now up to 6th. Here's the pass then, Jeff, talk us through it.
It's just beautiful. He goes out wide, look at it, he just gets on the binders there, uses that little hook of dirt. Wasn't much, but enough to just change the direction of the bike. Yes, it was aggressive. Was it over aggressive? No, it was hard, it was fair. He didn't clean him out, he didn't go directly for his front wheel, he just went in. There was a bit of contact, but like I said, hard but fair racing.
It's not an easy track to pass on, and you have to make the opportunities. And this is where it happens. Look over the shoulder then from Drew Stock. Richmond, 2 and a bit seconds, I think, by the time they get over the line next time. Still got Stat there in 3rd, Moncrief's holding on to 4th. That's a good result for Lucas. Harry Lee 5th, Waggett 6th, Geddy Screen in 7th, Zane Stevens 8th.
I would say, Drew, at this point, you know, when you're closing in, obviously national level race wins are huge. Whenever you take your first race win, it's always a nervy moment. He's won races, of course, at regional level and all those kind of things, but a national level race win is a different thing. And he's just got to focus on keep what he was doing at this point. Try not to get overly nervous. He don't want to back it in too much and play the safety game overly, because that's when you can get caught napping. So, but he is coming into back traffic. Phil, I'm going to let you bring this one in.
Yep.
I'm going to make my way up there to speak to, well, let's wait until the flag to see who I'm talking to.
Yeah, it ain't over yet, because he's getting mild in traffic. Richmond's closing in. Jeff's not going to know who he's going to talk to. This is fantastic. So stop then. Still holding on to the win, but Richmond is close enough to still be a royal pain in the backside for the 418. They go down the back straight. Starting to get quite rough already, and this track will get rough as the day goes on. It digs out really deep here. Oh, nicely over that little two little waves there, and then down into the stage 6. And Richmond's there. He's coming. This is not over. No look over the shoulder then from Stock. Richmond's coming. They're going to go down round the pond in the back of this little bit of the track and then come back in. I looked at that and so wondered if anybody are trying to double into there, that the first jump is too steep. But here he is then, Drew Stock, hoping to take what we think is going to be his first 125 victory at British Championship level in this RFX 125 class. But Richmond is still close. That's 5 bike lengths. I think this is going to be enough. And there it is, a race win for the 418 of Drew Stock, his first victory, pushed hard by Charlie Richmond. Richmond led the race pretty much from, pretty much all the distance after taking the lead over from Lucas Moncrief. Moncrief will come across the line in 4th position. We wait for the 3rd place man of Hayden Statt, who will feel that he had something to say about the result of this race until he made that error. We'll try and get a little bit of a word with him if we can manage it and find out what happened as they come across the line. Big gaps in the middle of the field. First 3 are already over the line, so that's Stock, Richmond and Hayden Statt. We'll wait for Moncrief. There's Moncrief comes across the line in 4th. Should be 5th place Harry Lee. There is Lee. He comes across the line on the number 17. And then it should be our championship leader, Ryan Waggett. He will be across the line in 6th. There's Waggett. So he went down in that one and didn't manage to fight back. 7th place should be Alfie Geddes Green. And he will be the next rider across the line. That's the 57. He may well be a lap down. We'll have a look. So Alfie Geddes Green on the 111 will be 7th. Zane Stevens should be 8th. Chris Brindley 9th. And should be Harvey Collins on the 121. He will take 10th place. So our first race of the day is in the books. A fantastic opening RFX 125 Championship. We're going to take a quick ad break and then we will be back with Jeff in the winner's circle.
This is Dirt Store, your online one-stop shop for off-road essentials. All the latest products from the top motorsports brands. Gear, bike parts, protection and accessories. Whether it's an upgrade for you or your bike, Dirt Store has it
all. Okay, here we are at the winner's circle. That sounds good just to say winner's circle. Drew Stock, your first ever national race win. How does that feel?
Yeah, I've been waiting so long for this. Buzzing, isn't it?
I mean, you played a calculated ride, you know, you were there, you were kind of on him, dropped back a bit, then you came back, a second kind of resurgence, and it looked like the lap before, you kind of had a little look at that move, and then was that the case? You're like, right, if I time that right, next lap around, that's where you already made your mind up?
Yeah, like, lap before, he left it a bit open, so I had to go, I wasn't close enough. I dialed him up, corner before, squared him off, and just had to do it, and I came out in front.
That hasn't really sunk in now. I can tell the look on your face like you're going to go back. Obviously, you've got another motor to go, so you can't get overly excited just yet, but it's put you in a very strong position. I mean, this championship is tough. You're getting some experience doing EMX 125. How much is that helping you out?
Yeah, I think last year, because I weren't qualifying, it was a bit, what's the word, put me down. This year I've got 16 World Championship points to my name, so like, it's just good, isn't it?
Well, you're certainly riding high. Anybody you want to thank? Because I know you obviously got a good tight crew behind you. Give them a shout out.
Yeah, Reeford's Transport, our camper broke down and they're fixing it. Lifeline Ancillaries, Bob at Goggle Tech, Goswell.
Good stuff. Go and get yourself cleaned up, get some water over your face. Well done. Congratulations. There you go. Drew Stock with his first ever race win. Drew's going to move on out. Remember, we've got a second moto to come, so it's going to be a battle royale. We're going to bring in the second place rider, Charlie Richmond, on the S Briggs Yamaha. He's going to wheel on in, whichever way round he fancies. Bring it on in, Charlie. As he's getting a bit of a debrief from his coach there, Justin Morris. Either way, Charlie, it doesn't matter. You can come in this way, mate, if you want. I'll get Matt to help you. There you go. Come on round. So, Charlie, clearly the disappointment is all over your face. You want to win as much as you can. On the backside of that, though, it's a championship and a long one. And you've gained points on Ryan there and arguably, I think, gone into the championship lead. So it's a kind of bittersweet moment, right?
Yeah, it's not bad. Just not what I wanted.
No, you're obviously really gutted about that because you had the race, led most of the race. The track looks in really good condition. Is that the case after all the rain?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not bad.
But other than that, you just want to get this one done, regroup, come out and go for that moto win. Because obviously if you win the second moto, you're going to win the overall.
Yeah, 100%.
There you go. Obviously a visibly upset Charlie Richmond after leading most of the moto. Go and get scrubbed up. Good luck in the second moto. Charlie's going to move out. Let's just move you out a bit there and bring in Hayden. Thanks, guys. Hayden's coming in with a bit of a... it kind of shows, that sums up Hayden's race a little bit there. Had to fight all the way through. You were right there in that one, looking like you know, could be in that position to win the moto, but talk us through what happened. We actually saw that on the screens. It looked like, almost looked like you might have hit a false neutral. Was that the case?
No, obviously it was probably the best start I've had all season. I was up there, I was in second, and I came through the inside hump and I hit my clutch lever on a pole on the inside and it pulled it in and just chucked us down. But yeah, did...
Let's have a look at that. So you got a little bit, yeah. So, okay, so basically it was almost like a false neutral because you had no power and that's why you crashed, because it looked a bit of an odd one. But then you had to regroup, but they were gone. So, you know, obviously that was difficult for you at that point. But overall, speed-wise and going into the second motor, are you happy with where you're at, or what do you think you need to improve?
I definitely need to improve and just sort it out because that was embarrassing that. I honestly felt as if I could have done a lot better, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. We've got 3 riders, 1 jubilant, obviously 2 not so happy with their performance, but that's the beauty of 125 racing and the age these kids are at. They want it so bad all the time. You know, they're still learning their trade, so obviously emotions run high. Appreciate your time, Hayden, because sometimes they obviously don't want to talk to us. There we go. That's the winner's circle for the 125. We're going to throw back to Phil. We've got the MX2 class coming up next. Don't go too far away.